It is 7 PM on Tuesday, June 6, 2023, and we're going to open the committee of committees meeting. You roll call, please.
I have committee members Chris Samples,
Here.
John Talbot,
Here.
Jen Christensen, here, Bill Motisi,
Here.
Nathan Maz,
Here.
Patrick Yarlow,
Here.
President Rick Worm,
Here.
Treasurer Brenda Honeymeady,
Here.
Clerk Sandy Maz, I'm here, Public Works Supervisor Brett Berge.
Here.
All right. Entertain a motion for the minutes.
I'll make a motion for the May 2nd, 2023 special meeting of the village board minutes.
Jen makes a motion for the May 2nd, 2023 special meeting of the village board minutes. John seconds. Any discussion on the minutes? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion passes 701. Move on to reports to the officers. Under me, discussion review of the annual fee ordinance. Increase in recording fees.
The Ogle County Clerk has increased her recording fees to a minimum of $79. But our recording fee and our annual fee ordinance, I believe, for liens, I believe is still at $73. So I just need to know if you guys are okay with increasing our lien recording fee to match that of the Ogle County Clerk.
I am. Yes.
If there's no issues with that, then I'll put it in the board pack for the consent agenda, but you guys probably also need to take a look at the annual fee ordinance to make sure there's no other fees you guys want to raise.
If there are, reach out to her ahead of time. We can discuss them at the beginning and get that
Yep.
updated. Discussion of draft ordinance accepting a bid for the purchase of 117 Prairie Moon Drive, Davis Junction, Illinois, and authorized execution of purchase of sale agreement with winning bidder.
So you guys did open bids last year for Habitat for Humanity and decided to accept their bid for $1 for that property. Mark and Habitat for Humanity kind of went back and forth on an agreement that was acceptable by both parties. And then when the agreement came in, I went, oh, we don't have the acceptance of the bid yet. So Mark's like, oh yeah, you're supposed to pass this. So this is passing that resolution and authorizing us to sign the contract to sell them the property for $1 pending.
It will be next week.
Yes. Pending
As
everything.
long as anybody doesn't have any issues, move this onto the consent agenda as well.
Yep.
Yep. Yes.
All right, that is all from me. We will move on to Sandy.
I have nothing.
Brenda.
The auditors will be here next week. If you have not turned your letter back in from the auditors, please do so now.
Already mailed it.
At the very soonest that you can. So when they come next week, they won't be saying, here's the list. And then
Won't be on that list.
I attended the Ogle County Economic Development meeting on June 1st. They finally adopted their bylaws and they're gonna meet in a couple weeks and read as amended. They adopted the bylaws as amended that day. So then a couple weeks, they're going to talk about the membership stuff and staffing for their economic development.
All right. Move on to reports to committees. Jen, community development and events.
We have the garage sales coming up on this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Our electronic recycling is gonna be on Saturday from 10 to 2 at the maintenance building. Our movie in the park will be Saturday night at dusk. It's Aladdin, the 2019 version of Aladdin. We have the fireworks July 3rd, and then we have the movie in the park after, which is gonna be Yogi Bear. That's all I have.
All right, finance, Chris.
Yeah, nothing.
So weird to say. Nothing?
Nope, nothing.
All right, move on to ordinance enforcement. Bill.
I also attended the Ogle County Economic Development Partnership meeting. And I concur with, some of the stuff that Brenda's talking about. And they seem to be moving along and
I missed that.
they'll be setting up how they elect and put together their board of directors and move forward on their certain offices and representatives. That's it.
Okay. Move on. Patrick Parks. I'm sorry. That's not right. Nathan Parks.
The parks are still getting worked on. There's a little bit of a hiccup going on the big hole out there. But we're hoping to have that worked out soon. But we don't have any information back that I've been notified about yet as of now. About their next action or what their recommendations are more clear. There's some speculation, but no idea. They hit some pockets in there, so they're trying to figure out how to utilize the liner that we have set up in the situation, and we're not sure we can. So more information will come probably next week or within the next week, and I will pass that on when I have it.
Beautiful.
That's about it, though.
John, streets?
In the packet, the first item is, that's the culvert there, right, Bergie, on Junction Road? So
Yes,
This is basically just moving that along so we can get that structure replaced. Did anybody have any questions about that Brett or myself could answer? Moving on to B. There was some stuff in the packet regarding ditch work. Basically, streets and ditches is kind of overwhelmed right now, and this is just something we've done from time to time to get some of the worse ditches completed.
Well, we put money in the budget, so
Well,
that
that's
take the
there.
pressure off of the
That's,
guys.
yeah, it is in the budget, so. Hearing no objections, you're gonna see some of this stuff on the agenda next week. Sandy, if you could do that. Brett, did you have anything to add this evening?
I do not. Thanks, John.
That's all I have, Rick.
John, pardon me, what's some of the examples of discussion on the ditch work or repair that we might be running into?
Did you read your packet?
Of course.
And your, Brett, you.
Forget me reading. I want to hear your side of it.
I will defer to Brett, who does this on a daily basis. Brett, if you could answer trustee Motisi's question.
Yeah, I guess, Bill, if I understand your question, basically what it is these are, if I remember correctly, it's three sections, 3 ditches, basically. And it will be a full grading from edge of road to back to right of way, to establish the flow line, get the grade the way it's supposed to be, and then they will be sodded as well.
Okay, that answers it. I thank you so very much.
No problem. You're welcome.
Thank you, Brett. Rick, that's all.
All right,
Thanks, John.
You're welcome.
Patrick, I put you on every committee. Now back to you and utilities.
All right, Brett, if you wouldn't mind with we talked about
Sure.
it, Bill covering that.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe, let's see if I'm reading this right. A is, so that was what, 2 weeks ago, Sandy, basically when we approved I shouldn't say we, sorry, all of you approved, sampling the wells, WQI quote that I brought in. Well, unfortunately, there was a bit of a miscommunication between us and WQI. The quote that you folks approved was actually just for one well. So we want to do both wells, obviously, since we run them both. So basically the price doubled to do that. So I apologize for that confusion. So that's what you will see hopefully next week.
Any issues with that going on the consent agenda?
You need a resolution proving?
Well, that would be next week.
Nope.
Settle down. Yeah, wait a week.
I'll put it on the consent agenda though.
No voting today.
Sandy, do you want me to take the other one? Cause you kind of wrote up the letter, but do you want me to explain?
Yeah.
Okay. Repair of the flight pumps. So those are the, what we refer to as the raw or the influent pumps, at wastewater. We had a company come out. We did an annual service on all 6 of our, pumps. 2 of them had water intrusion in them. So they took those back. We received them. I believe it was in your pack. Thank you, Sandy. In your packet, one of them was a repair of around $8,000 or so. The other one, was 6,000 and some change. 60, yes.
Are these
But-
pumps we replaced last year?
We basically have somebody come out, pull them every year. We go through we have technically 6 of them, 4 at wastewater, 2 at the lift station on Pacific. And it just so happens that we had 2 with issues at the wastewater plant. So basically they took the 2 pumps with them. One of them, we put our backup in. So we're actually down 1 pump out there right now, which so far we're good. But, well, in talking with the gentleman, the owner, I think it was the owner of MVP who did the pump maintenance or is going to do the pump maintenance. We have, I think it was 4, Sandy, was it 4 on there, I think? 4, sorry, I didn't bring my notes with me, I apologize. We actually have old pumps that are still good out there from old lift stations and things like that, that we haven't used in years and years, and we never will use them. We have no use for them anymore. So they're willing to trade the repairs of the $6,000, $6,100 pump for those pumps. So they take those, they do the repairs on that one, and it's a wash. So, which kind of leads into, I believe, C, if I'm looking at that correctly.
In order to make that happen, we have to
Yes.
authorize the disposal, which would be the
Next.
disposal ordinance that you would also see on next week's agenda.
Yes, so the $8,000 one, Sandy and I are actually waiting on some other information before we do anything with the $8,000 repair, but we'll get back to you folks with that, but so that's kind of the gist of it.
And do you want to explain a little bit further on that?
The 8,000.
So I guess.
Go ahead and take that one if you'd
I
like.
would like to discuss is what you're going to see is the offer is going to be whether we repair or buy new. Because it is $8,000 and the new one is $15,000 and it is many years old. However, we have another project also out at wastewater that we're waiting to receive a quote on to determine whether or not we could financially swing both. Or whether it's better to just repair it, buy us another 4 years while we also do this other project. So we're waiting to hear on that.
Would there be a discount for, is it the same company? Like, would we get a group or better deal for buying them at the same time?
These, no,
Not a flight pump.
no, not a flight pump.
No, but so
They're
the
very
quote that he
expensive.
can
Yeah.
receive that's in your board packets
Right.
does have both the repair and the purchase.
Yes,
So if we do the repair, the $8,000, that'll take them 2 weeks.
Yeah,
And then if we purchase new, we gotta wait another 14 to 18 weeks.
yes.
yes.
Yeah, because those pumps come with a whole bunch of different options, and I like the fact they're going to
But
hardened
wow.
impeller and hardened seat.
And now how long do these last? How
So
long has it been since?
Well, the
That-
ones on Pacific Avenue lasted 14 years.
yes,
Okay.
so for example, the $6,100 repair, if I remember correctly, that pump has not been serviced. That's been serviced once since it went into the hole when the plant was built. The, that's what, yeah, yeah. service. Yeah.
I mean, you can
But
pick one thing or you can overall.
The $8,000 repair, that pump has been in twice, already rebuilt twice since 2014. So that's going on its third, which is pushing the limits.
Does it matter like where they're located?
Well, they're not in
Oh,
a great
they're-
environment.
Well, no, I
Let's
know.
just put
but
it that
I'm
way.
saying They're different.
No,
Okay.
those 4 pumps are actually sitting in the same hole side by
Oh,
side.
okay.
Yes,
Would they overhaul it if it wasn't worth it?
if we want to pay for it, yes.
So even if it was,
I mean, at the $8,000 mark, you're right.
Yeah, usually when you hit about 50%, you start looking at whether you buy newer or
And that's what Sandy was saying. We're
Yeah.
kind of waiting on
Is this a
some other
benefit
stuff.
to the new pump? Like, or is it
Versus
it better?
fixing it.
Is it, I don't know, does it work with our system better? Anything like
the
that?
flight.
It's the same,
Same exact.
it's a replacement. Yeah.
They're-
Identical
they're-
replacement.
But this brand is just an outstanding.
Versus if
pump.
we pay the $8,000, have them fix it, and then it fails in 2 months.
Get in it another year.
If this pump, I would
It
say,
should.
being that he
Right.
keeps the records on when
Yeah.
these things were done, if it does
Yes, we do.
fail again, we should probably just go to a new pump.
Yes, I would not want to do any pump 4 times. 3 is pushing it for me, but
Yep.
4 is a no. So,
Yeah, but we'll have more information.
Yes.
Hopefully by next week to share that. So pump is probably not one you will see. This particular pump, you will not see on the consent agenda. The other $6,000 pump, the disposal of the documents or the disposal of the other pumps. Those are the things that you will see.
Right, didn't we have a pump a while back that we had a service where you had to put on a shelf or replace one in case have one for a backup? A while?
we actually serviced 1 or 2 from this these raw pumps at wastewater. I believe it was in 21 or 22.
Okay.
So it is, it happens every couple years.
Yeah.
It just depends on the pumps. So they have a rough life. We'll just put it that way. So,
Okay,
yes,
thank you.
yes.
And item C, Sandy already mentioned, is the ordinance that'll be on the consent agenda also to dispose of the personal property, which are the pumps for change. Anything further, Patrick? Brett?
I'm good. Thanks, Pat.
All right, unfinished business. Anybody have anything on unfinished business?
I did receive back the negotiated contract between our attorney and the attorney for the IT company. I will put that in the packet for next week, along with a copy of Mark's email. I cannot stress enough to please read Mark's email. His legal disclaimer is in the email. Overall, he's comfortable with where it's at, but he does have to share the legal disclaimer, and I do need you guys to be aware of it. So please read your packets regarding the IT contract next week.
Anything further?
Yeah. What about the replacement sign for the
Oh.
front?
I asked Erica, hold on, I guess I should back up. So, we ended up meeting the sign company out at the sign and going over exactly what it is we were looking for. They said that they would need to have their design team come up with something. And I said, okay, well, we can't move forward without an estimated quote, but their quotes are only good for a short amount of time. So I told him that if he had a design and a quote to me before next Thursday, right before a voting meeting, that the board could potentially take action at that meeting. And so he'll have a design and quote layout, alternate layout to us next week.
Right. The guy who, from Stewart Science, asked me what happened, and I told him that we were leaning towards a local company with a bigger sign. And he gave me another quote for a 50% bigger LED screen. But I saw like the quality, I thought they have one up at in Monroe Center at the Monroe Center Community Church. And I stopped by today and looked at it. I didn't think the quality was very good. That's just my opinion. Have you seen the actual sign that we're considering purchasing, what the quality of the picture is?
I have not seen the particular one that we are looking for. I have seen the one that they installed in Tillman Valley. I actually saw it this morning. So they also did the sign that's hanging on the Tillman Valley Village Hall. It's it's a larger pixelation than ours, or than what we've been quoted.
Right, so it's got a poor quality picture too.
Yes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'd like to see the actual, whatever they're quoting us, if they could give us, someplace that we could see, so we could see what it looks like. I would suggest everybody take a look, so they know what they're getting before they purchase it. Because the one in Monroe Center that he's quoting here, I didn't think was very,
If they have one, give us an address, we can go buy one.
I will ask him for that. And then also when discussing with them, we discussed cost savings. Part of their quote was to demo the existing sign, and Public Works has said that they're capable of handling that. So that cost, the increased cost of the design versus the reduced cost of hopefully the demolition will kind of wash out.
All right, sounds good.
But we should have something. As soon as I get something, I'll forward it to you.
All right, thanks. That was it, sorry.
All right, anything further on unfinished business?
I had emailed, Dan about our, Verizon, if they'll give us permission to fix what needs to be fixed. And I have not heard back from him in like 2 weeks, so and I'm sure he's probably waiting from Verizon, so I'll shoot him another email,
All right,
joke with him, see if he's heard any.
anything further on unfinished business? Public?
I don't have anything, Rick. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
Glenda.
Glenda. Push the button.
It's already on.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
All right.
All right, thank you. My name is Tom Simpson. I'm here representing the Ogle County Fair. And I come here every year asking if I can borrow your guys' generator and a couple of road signs to help direct traffic. I'd like to use it between July 28th through August 12th. So that's kind of what I'm here for, if I can borrow your guys' generator again.
Is that okay with our public work?
I think we can make that happen, Chris.
I have no problem with that.
Perfect.
Good.
All right, well, thank you guys,
All right.
and come to the fair and have fun.
Previous years, we've discussed mosquito spraying and getting you guys to kind of get in underneath our permit because we used to spray out there. Any further interest in that?
We're talking about mosquitoes.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys are interested, it probably would be nice just to have it in place, just in case if mosquitoes are bad, at least the paperwork is already turned in.
Well, maybe it's something when we go to renew our permit next time. We're just looking, yeah. When we go to renew our permit next time, maybe figuring out, I'll reach out to you because it does require some information from you guys on land area and things like that. But we did just renew it, so I think we have another year or two before we have to renew it again. Well, if that is something that Ogle County Fair is still interested in, I want to make sure we get you in there. Yeah. Yeah.
Nope. Nope.
That sure maybe.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Thank
Thank you.
Public?
Hello, everybody. My name is Daryl Love. I'm here tonight as a 22-year resident of Davis Junction, as well as a constituent. I voted for you.
Thank you.
I wanted to come down here and make you guys aware of a scam that is being perpetrated on the people of Davis Junction. We all live in the Rolling Meadows Mobile Home Park. And for the last 3 years, it's been under new ownership by a corporation by the name of SCI. There's been a number of things that have been taking place, and I just feel that someone needs to be made aware of it. I understand that we are not directly in Davis Junction, but we are still part of Davis Junction as well as Ogle County. And there's just many things that have been going on over there with rent being raised, with water that is unsuitable to drink. And, you know, these things have been going on for quite some time now. I mean, just for an example, the other day, they decided to put dirt and grass in the potholes instead of spending, you know, probably what it cost. One of our monthly rents could have gone out and bought pothole patcher, you know, or whatever. But I'm just, you know, that's just one incident. There's also a couple of things that are happening with people attempts to force people out of their homes. Once the people are forced out of their homes, they are then taken over by the park and refurbished and resold by unlicensed, ununionized people that are in that she has in there working. And there's just, I mean, too many things to come out with right now at this point. I mean, I would have to sit down and inform you all, and some of these ladies here would also be willing to back up what I say, as well as many others. I don't know why we didn't get a bigger crowd here, but there's just a lot going on in there, and we wanted to come out and make you guys aware because we don't know where else to turn at this point. You know, aside from us getting an attorney and trying to do something like that, there's not much. We don't know where to go. So maybe you can give us some direction. Maybe you can give us some advice. Maybe you can give us some help. But you know, a lot of us have been here for a long time and have been paying the bills and doing what we got to do to maintain those homes. And it just feels like a scam. There's a lot more going on than I even know, but you know, there's a lot to it. So I just wanted to come in and say something and get it on the record that we're worried. We're worried about our community. We're worried about our well-being in those homes over there, because at any time it just depends who she decides to pick on that day. You know, she can basically come in and write you out an eviction notice if she wants. So maybe you guys can comment. I don't know. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Fine.
They also have,
Hold on, Glenda. Daryl, I won't ask you to pinpoint anybody particularly, but I did join several residents of Rolling Meadows in a teleconference one evening with a company that was willing to assist the residents and substantiating their right.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so I did join in on that conversation. And I let everybody know at that time that if there is something that they have determined the village can assist with, because they know what our rights are and are not to let us know. And I haven't heard anything further, but that comment still stands. And so if the action group says, listen, this is what we know your village's rights are, can you ask them about it? That's the type of stuff that we need to think about. I haven't been to any of the further meetings since the initial one, but we're still open to that if there is something we can do, because they're well aware of where our hands are tied by the law. And we're open to do these things.
When we deal with SCI Rolling Meadows, the company that owns it, within the boundaries of that property, that is a business. And that's how the village is stuck with dealing with them. We don't have a whole lot of options on some things. Until they violate something that is within our purview, like she said, our hands are tied on a lot of the issues.
Right.
But you know, even like your water, I would love you guys to be on our water. I would absolutely love you to be on our water. We're so proud of, I mean, Nathan's was utilities.
I've had numerous conversations.
And it is, our water is excellent in the village, but it's because we have this iron filter about this big around that takes out that discoloration that you guys see. But we can't force it on them. Until they fail an Illinois test and they hire a company that is licensed, that performs their tests, and they send their tests off like we do to, as far as we know, to a third party service to get them tested. Until they fail a test, there's nothing we can do. And there might not even be anything we can do if they do fail a test, if they can correct the issue.
Right.
So I mean, it's a lot of what we deal with out there is because they are a business. It's no different than us dealing with the pizzeria, except that we have residents that live in there. But that doesn't matter to the state of Illinois.
Right.
So we're bound by them on most of the laws.
Okay.
The village is more than happy and ready to assist you guys in your water needs when we can. When we legally can help you, we are ready and able, and we want to do
There's a connection.
everything we can for you with that issue.
As you know, there's a connection already there. The one street is already on Village.
And,
Road.
and
But the valves-
we have begun looking into any and every opportunity to help you in this. It's just, unfortunately, it takes time for us to find a way in.
But they won't go with you guys because of the fact that they've got, 16-year-old pipes.
I was told that they run a business and they have to make money.
And that.
And with that being said, that was their stance on that, and that he wasn't even willing to listen. So I wish I could help more. I really wish, and we're trying. We really are with the water.
We tried with the two previous owners as well, because I ran
Yep.
utilities from
Yep.
05 to.
And I'm not the only one. Rick's not the only one. I think everyone who's been in part of the water part,
Yes.
including our employees, have all.
And now
tried.
Patrick will.
Yeah, and we've all hit the unfortunate same wall. You guys have to do something from the inside so we can help you. That stinks, and I wish there was a better way. And we're, as you can see, all the board members, I can't speak for everyone, but all of us want to help.
We presented them with ways around that pipe. That pipe was installed, to the best of our knowledge, in the early 70s. It would never handle the village's pressure. The only reason that one street's on it is because it was new and it could handle the village's pressure. But we've offered to put in a step down valve, a pressure reducing valve to put in there. We would monitor them as a business. They would have a single meter, and then they would divide it up amongst their residents, and you all have meters. They would know who used what. But they want nothing to do with.
Right.
So
Again, because it's right now, plain and simple, water's money making for them.
But is that really gonna help? I mean, if their pipes are so old, not yours, but the company's pipes are so old, that even if you put our quality water in there, what's it gonna be?
from my understanding, our water would stay on top and keep all their sludge to the bottom, and at least they would have a far better.
And over time, they'd
But-
actually flush their lines.
Yeah, so there's ways that our water will help their system. With the reducer, our pressure will not kill their system. From what I found out from our engineers, we need to know a whole lot more about the system that we don't have information on to make an accurate.
And the bad thing is they put the water mains over there underneath your homes.
Yeah.
They're not down the street. So
And we have no jurisdiction. It's
we know how
not
the
our
system's
property.
built out there. So our former water operator, supposedly his father's the one that installed that system. So it was put in, according to him, it was put in the early 70s, and unfortunately they didn't run it out from underneath the homes. They put it easiest access to come up to the homes. And we We've struggled. I've fought this battle for 18 years. And until
We're not
they,
done.
until they have a violation, that we can actually use, we're stuck.
Well, I'm Diana. I'm Cole. Nice to meet you all. I've heard you all and I've talked to you on Facebook so many times, but anyway, so we are trying to do something about this and my husband did a test. He actually out of his pocket and his wanting to know what's going on. He spent like $870 for a very thorough test and we got the results back, but we do need help with, deciphering what's really in our water and what's not, you know what I mean? Like there is problems with it on a scale of 99, we got a 37. So that's not like really good. So, I don't know if there is, some of that information may help us out or not. I know we got a pretty high rate in the water. And most of us here buy our water, but there's families that go to the schools that do not buy their water. The things that Beth was at my house today, some of the stuff, affects their learning abilities, kind of thing, because we were reading about it. This company that we did do it with is very thorough. And so, we have a lot of concerns here that, we're not going to have residents that are getting what they need, and honestly, with the prices of everything, I could see people not buying their water, like, oh, that's just something else. We got water, they forget that it's just because it's water, it's not water, kind of thing. So anyway, we are really trying to work really hard to get this done. We do have a core of people that are working hard to try and correct things. And also too, yes, and maybe I need to talk to Sandy about this. I did get a notice in the mail, or not in the mail, on my doorknob, threatening me with not renewing my license or my lease, and I think my husband and I are very good people. I think we're very good neighbors. We don't throw too many wild parties. No, we don't have any parties. We had 2 dogs. And it's not just me that's being threatened with eviction, and we're about ready to put on a $15,000 roof on our house, like we're just trying to make our life better. And yet we keep getting threatened about how we're going to get kicked out and we're going to lose everything, all the time. And it's just unbearable. And it's sad, because Joe and I might have options. There's a lot of people that don't have any options. And there's a lot of people that live on Social Security and their rent goes up and they're going to be homeless, and I get MHA has been excellent, for helping us, and we're still going that direction, and he's trying to help us with the water too and things like that too. But like, we need to know that, that we do have your backing, and I appreciate all the help that you have given us so far. We really, really, really do. And it's a battle. And unfortunately, this is not just a regular company. This is an investment company, and they are dirtier than dirty. Excuse me if anybody else, but they are not out. It's not like a regular landlord that I'm going to fix your refrigerator, blah, 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 kind of thing. They're not even slumlords. They're that bad. We could spend all night talking about that, but I just really want you to know that we are trying to make some headway here. We did do that test. I can get back with you. My husband doesn't want all the information out just yet because he's got to try to be able to share it without he doesn't want our personal information out. You know what I mean? So,
touch base with me later and maybe me and you can discuss how to share or how to look at the information or how to read it or how to get somebody that maybe we can help read it if the board's okay with it.
Okay.
Very much so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
so.
absolutely.
Contact me separately from a public meeting. And we
Okay,
can
that
chat about
would be
that.
great.
Yeah.
That would be,
Talking.
And well, go ahead.
We ask MHA, this is the question I need asked on behalf of the village to them. I need somebody to ask them, what, if anything, can the village do to help us now? Because we have to come in with them. We can't come in doing the same thing they're doing or anything else. And
Right,
they
right.
know more about these things than honestly I do. And so if somebody could ask them, is there anything that we need from the village to be supported right now? They will know the answer and let me know.
okay, I can do that because I talk to Paul
Yeah.
now and again. So you need to know
What
what.
can the village do to help him and his organization support you guys?
Diana. I have it written down.
Oh, thank you.
Perfect.
My secretary.
That'll help us it'll help me talk to Rick. It'll help the board talk to each other if we know what it is that they need from us to help support you guys.
Okay, thank you.
It's
so
like,
much.
like with most things in this world, we don't necessarily, we all have day jobs. We don't necessarily know everything, but we rely on the professionals that we have that were with us to help us figure things out.
And I appreciate that. And then thank you for your time because I know it's a long day. Thank you.
Anything further, public?
I have one other problem out there that the manager's not taking care of. They have an aggressive raccoon, which she isn't doing anything about. It's my understanding that raccoon has gone after 2 women.
I think they just dumped the raccoon off somewhere according to Facebook. Hold on.
Raccoon lives on the last street where you guys are.
Does he have his own residence up there? Is that right?
Brett, if you see it, just speed up.
I know a little bit
Oh,
about
man.
raccoon, I think, but yes, okay.
Was a pet.
Yep. Yes.
He got it from a baby
Yes.
and you got two people that live together and one wants to keep it and one doesn't and lets it out. And
Yes.
then
I believe they used to take it for walks and
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
They said it's like
No.
25 pounds.
It is.
Yeah.
Those things are.
I believe it's legal.
I know about the raccoon.
So what? I was gonna say, I thought it was illegal to own them.
It is, and if you get caught, they'll put it down.
That's it.
Catch that raccoon, you're in violation and it's against the law. You go,
Oh my gosh.
you have to contact a person,
They dropped off the
person that
looked
deals
like
in that.
some river along the river somewhere.
Why could you not live trap it? I mean,
Hopefully it doesn't find its way back.
Somebody tried to contact
Okay.
animal control, but animal control wouldn't do anything. Is that what I saw?
Right.
Yeah, so,
I'll
Yeah.
hire a private company like you used to have.
well, they're, SCI is not spending money to hire a private company to go.
I mean, what they don't know. I mean, but I think.
I mean, that's what we used to do.
Then she did say that they. did
That's the
check
problem with
raccoons
raccoons as pets is they turn meat.
Yeah.
The Glenda just said too, if somebody owns one and they take it, they'll put it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything further from public, members of the board, staff?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
John makes a motion to adjourn, Nathan seconds. I won't even ask if there's any discussion. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, say nay. We're adjourned at 7:37.